Hello, it's Wednesday. Thank you for those of you that are joining me tonight. I know some of you probably were looking for me last night and didn't see me. Um, I had a Stampin' Up! Meeting that I needed to attend from 6 to 8 last night, so I wasn't able to jump on here at 7 o'clock and do my video. Tonight I want to share with you a stamp set that Arlene was nice enough to share with me, and it's actually a combination of products. So the Sweet Strawberry is the stamp set that you can purchase. It comes with this fun punch that will punch out the, get it where you can see it, where you can punch out strawberries, a leaf, or the stem with a leaf, another leaf, and flower. And there, now you can see it better. And then as part of celebration with a $100 order, you get this stamp set free along with a package of 12 by 12 designer series paper that is just amazing. I am not using the paper because it's Arlene's, but she's letting me use the stamp set, which I really appreciate. So those are the two sets we're going to be using tonight. I'm also going to be using the Stitch So Sweetly dies, and we're going to be using some of these rectangles here. And also this embossing folder, it's a part of a duo set. There's two of them. They're a small, thin little piece like this. And I've had them for quite a while and I haven't used them. So we're going to use these leaves tonight as well. We're going to do the blueberries first. So I've got some Pacific Point designer or paper. We're going to grab some Pacific Point ink. Lois, thank you for watching, and Julie, thank you. I appreciate you guys switching over to Wednesday night to join me tonight. So I'm going to get this on the screen. Here we go. All right, now whenever you're stamping a background image, you want to turn your stamp different directions, and you want part of your image to go off the page so it looks like you've got wrapping paper that you just cut pieces off of. Okay, and I didn't do it the way I normally do. We'll see if it still works out. Yeah, it's going to be okay. I normally tell people to kind of go in a diagonal line, which I did, and then you just kind of fill in the spaces. And we're going to cover up a lot of it with our white anyway. You'll notice I'm just adding some more here just to give it some light and dark. All right, so there's our background. And that's just Pacific Point on Pacific Point. And it just gives us a more subtle look. All right, so for this first rectangle from the Stitch So Sweetly, I took the embossing folder that I just had in my hand, and I sprayed it with water. Now I cut it out first. So cut out your die first. Then I put it in here like this and ran it through, and you'll see that's exactly the image that I got there, just to give it a little bit of depth and just a little bit of texture to the card. So that's going to go on the background. Now let's stamp the fun part. I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. It was easy for me to pick Granny Apple Green because it's in the same Brights color family. And so I just went with the same colors. I'm just looking. I did not use, well, we will with this one. My other sample, I think I used Garden Green, but we're going to try this way. All right, so we're going to stamp my leaves. And what I like about this set is it has filler for the different pieces. And so I'm going to ink this up. Now I like a soft, subtle filling. So I almost always stamp off, which just means I stamp on my scratch paper first. Oh, I must have pulled on this one funny. There we go. And that way when it fills it in, it's a lighter color so that you can see that. Now what I did, and that's one of those things I can, that if you were here at class, we'd probably talk about, that when I lined it up with the flower, or the leaves, I noticed that it wasn't quite right. So that meant when I put this down on my block, I pulled on it a little bit. So whenever you're, especially if you're doing two-step like this, lay it down, kind of check, and make sure you didn't accidentally pull on it a little funny. And I was able to line that up really easy. And I'm just taking my chamois over here. I just ran these through the dishwasher and oh, they're so nice and soft now. Okay, now we're going to do the blue. Again, I'm going to use my Pacific Point, and it has the outside and then the filler. So we'll stamp this. Now what I think is interesting is they gave us 2 connection points, but then they added another little berry on here, which is fun. So you can see how that lines up just perfect there. And then this is the filling that I used for the background. So because it's filling, I'm going to stamp off and then fill in like that. I have to say I've played with this quite a bit the last couple days, and this is one of those sets that fills in really, really nicely. It lines up nice. I haven't had any trouble with it connecting and creating good images. So in this set, there are a few greetings. And I think for this one, I'm going to use the hello there. So we'll grab that. I did not pull it out beforehand. Using a lot of blocks tonight. All right, now it's going to fit on my little thin one here. I'm going to stamp it in blue. And I'm going to stamp it. Oh, I wobbled. That still worked out okay. So there we go. I think this is a really easy set to use. And when you can get it free, that's even better. All right, we're going to start putting it together now. I am going to use our new Stamp and Seal tonight. And I really like this. It's a lot like our Fast Fuse. And the trick is you don't want to pull hard. If you pull hard, now it's going to be stubborn, isn't it? All right, Lois, you're laughing because this is just like what it did to you at my house last time. All right, let's see if I can get it going here. Oh, it's going to be stubborn. I knew if I tried to use it tonight, I'd have issues. All right. This one's been sitting here a long time, but I don't think that should cause a problem. There we go. Once you get it going, all right, so we're going to put that one down first. Direct on there. And then I want to pop this one up. So I'm going to grab my dimensionals. Oops, there's a tear. All right. Grab my dimensionals. Peeling those off. I tell you, it's been, I'm going to say the positive of the last 3 days, and that is that I've been home. I haven't had school, and I've been able to get some stamping done, which has been really nice. I was telling Julie that this afternoon at our meeting. I don't get to stamp very often now with working 5 days a week. So there you go. Very simple. It only took 2 inks. And I think that's just a really fun card. And I did not do an inside. So we're going to go on to the next one. So for my next one, I'm doing something I don't use very often, and that's just a white card base. I've scored it at 4 1/4. I'll take my bone folder and score it nicely, or burnish it, I guess is the word. All right, now what I think is really cool is the white on white just gives it such a crisp, clean look, but I didn't want it flat. So we're going to go back to the embossing folder again. And this time I'm going to spray my paper, but we're going to do something just a little bit different. I'm going to wipe my fingers so I don't get ink. All right, So I'm going to take my spray bottle, it's just water, and spritz the cardstock. And I'm going to place it in the folder so that it just goes up to the top of this first one. And then I'm going to run it through my Big Shot. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. It is actually my Big Shot because my die cutting machine's downstairs. All right, so I did that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to line it up again with these leaves. Now it's going to do the opposite. So it's going, where these are pushed down, they're going to go up. So it's going to go the opposite way. But what's cool is it lines up directly with what's already been done. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and run it through again. This one is a very thin folder, so it takes 2 of the plastic sheets or clear plates. So see how that looks cool? Because these just line up and they're going straight lines. I think that's really cool, just for something a little bit different. Now we're going to grab a square, and it is from the Stitched Shapes dies. See if I can grab that here. Really been into the stitched rectangles, squares, and circles lately. See if I can find it here. Oh, looks like I put it away. But it's the one that has 4 different squares, 4 different circles, and then I think it has ovals. Yeah, ovals is the other one. All right, so this time we are going to use the, we're going to go with Just Jade. We're going to use some Magenta Madness and some Real Red this time. Hang on a second, I'm going to slide this closer. I moved it last night and didn't put it back where it belongs. We're going to start with the green, and in this set, there is this really pretty leaves with flowers that I like. I forgot to put it on a block, so I'll grab it real quick. Pull this one off. Stamp it in Just Jade. Just Jade's one of our in colors. And I want it to sit just in the very middle. So I'm going to kind of just line it up. I think it's actually going to go this way. We're going to go like this. And then I'm going to grab my, I know this sounds weird, but I really like the soft seafoam blender pen blends, because it's so light and it just adds just a little bit of color. I'm going to add that here and color it in. So we have been really fortunate. We only had a little over 2 hours we were without power yesterday morning. But I started thinking, well, even if the power's out, I can still stamp. So I came in here and made sure the shade was up. So I had nice light and I started stamping, and the whole time we didn't have power, I got a lot of stamping done, which was really nice. So I was glad to get that done. All right, now I want to show you something you can do with the punch. So this is our punch, and I stamped my first strawberry, and then I got to thinking about, well, how am I going to stamp things or punch things out and not waste paper, and you know, that whole thing. So what I did was I created a template. So what I did is I just stamped that, or just punched that out. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay that on my paper. So as I stamp, I'm going to stamp in the right place so I can punch them out easily. So we're going to start with this is the stem and the leaf at the top of the strawberry. And I'm looking for it. Maybe I forgot to get it out too. Good thing there wasn't a reward for getting all the things out the first time. because I failed. All right, so here's, this again has an outline and then a inside filling. So we'll do it first. We're going to do the outside. Sorry, I got to put my head here in the way so I can see. Just like that. Then we're going to do the filling. And remember, with filling, we want to stamp off first. I'm going to line my leaves up. So there's that. Then we're going to do the bigger leaf that can go behind strawberries. I didn't actually use it on this card, but I'll go ahead and stamp it so you can see how it works here. Line that up. Tell you, it's a little difficult to do this with the lights coming down, and I can't stick my head right in your way, but hopefully I can get this to work. So there's that leaf. I just love how nicely these line up. It's not one of those things where you feel like you've got to stand on your head and cross your eyes or something to get things to line up. They line up really easily. So this is our Magenta Madness, and it's going to go in here. So I have to tell on myself. I knew it cut out the strawberry and the leaves, and I knew I wanted to use little flowers, and I forgot that there was a punch for it. So you're going to see on mine, I fussy cut all of them, grabbed my scissors, cut them all out myself, and then as I was cleaning up, realized, oh, I could have just punched them out. So I wasted a little bit of time, but I bet I remember next time. All right, so now we're going to go with the strawberry. We're going to stamp strawberry in real red. What I like on the outside of this one is that it's even got some of the little seeds. I think I messed my flower up just a little bit. All right, so there's strawberry and the filling, and see how it's got the little ridges on it. My mom called when I was stamping, waiting for the power. No, I think I had the power back on. And so she said, well, I'll let you go. And I said, oh, if you stay and chat, I can avoid working a little bit. So I told her I was working with strawberries. And she said, oh, well, you ought to make something with strawberry jam. So I'll have to show you my strawberry jam picture. And that's all the benefit of chatting with my mom, because she came up with that idea. All right, so there's my punch, my images. Now I'm going to set it in here. I should have made it a little bit bigger. So when I'm lining up punches, I pull it down just a little bit, make sure everything's in the right spot, hold it. No, I didn't push down quite hard enough. Like that, and there we go. It punched those out for us. Isn't that nice? And then it's not wasteful. And what I like is I took my, I cut out a bunch of these and then I had them ready to go. So see, this goes right on top of the strawberry like this. Now I did mess up that just a little bit, but it trims up really nicely. And Cheryl, oh, I'm glad to see you're watching, and Kathy Kissel, and oh my gosh, my daughter Danae's watching. I told her I was going to be playing with strawberries and blueberries tonight. So thank you guys for joining me on a Wednesday night. Kind of unusual for me to do Wednesday. All right, so I'm going to just trim this up just a little bit. Now we're going to go back to this part that we started with. And I want my strawberry to come down off of the paper just a little bit. So I'm going to use dimensionals. When you do something like this, keep in mind that that bottom part is going off the edge. So you're not going to want to put your dimensional on until you're ready to put your card together. It's going to stick where you don't want it to stick. All right, and then I'm just going to use a glue dot to attach the stem like that. And then what I did was, you're going to see, as I just did 3 flowers, and that's where I fussy cut them because I forgot that punch cut them out. but I would just stamp 2 more flowers like that. So, and then it's going to go on here. So I'm just going to grab my finished card for you so you can see it. I stamped the 3 flowers, and then I took Daffodil Delight, and filled in the center of the flowers so they had yellow centers. Popped that up, popped it up on top of my embossed image there. So just a very simple card, but I think it's really pretty. So there's that one. All right, so let me show you some more of the goodies that I've played with this week. This one here is the one that my mom came up with. So I grabbed the jar set. Boy, I highlighted that a lot in the fall. And you know how it goes. You get some new ones and then you put these on the back burner and you forget to use them. So here's my jam with my strawberry. And that was so sweet of you. So that's thanks to my mom. This one, Julie designed for our swap that we did a few weeks ago. And this is an easel card. So you'll see it sits up like that. Really pretty. Now she used some of the designer series paper, and then again she's using that Pacific Point, and looks like maybe it's Poppy Parade there. Another one that I did, this was one of the first ones I designed. Stamped my flowers, and again fussy cut these. Now the neat thing is that the flowers in this set go with the punch that was in celebration last year. So if you got this last year as a free gift, it coordinates with these flowers this year, which is, it's always fun when we can use products again like that. And then this card here I wanted to show you. Janine Bush gave me this card just recently, and this is using the designer series paper that comes in the free pack. And then she created it like that, which I think is really pretty. And then I've got one more that I'll post on the feed. In my swap, Susan Eubanks made one with these berries right here, the grapes. I think that's what they are, or raspberries maybe, probably raspberries. And it's really pretty. Unfortunately, I didn't get one of hers in my swap, so I'll post the picture so you can see that. And I think that's all my cards I created this week with this amazing set. I'm going to do a teaser tonight. So this little project was designed by Dana Davis. She knew I was really stressed last week, so when I went to pick some things up at her house, she had this for me. She created the strawberry by stamping out 3 of them and putting them together, and then she stamped the stem out just in green. But isn't it, okay, you ready? Here we go. So you pull the top off, and it's an explosion box, and it opens, and she even found little strawberry candies. And I told everybody at my team meeting the other day, I was super excited about the box, but Kent was excited about the candy. So she made everybody at my house happy. So I thought that was really cute. Now here's my teaser. I'm going to take this idea, and next week I'm going to show you how to make this little box, and we're going to use the new butterfly embossing folder, or let's see, dies, stamps, there's paper that we get to pre-order this month because we're demonstrators. You guys, as those of you that are customers, will be able to order it next month. And I'm going to show you how to make this with butterflies next week. So that's going to be one of my projects next week. If you're a customer, if you place an order between 40 and 149, I'm going to give you a package of basic rhinestones jewels that you can use all the time. Those are just basics that you need to have. And I've got a few extras, so I'm going to give them away. If your order is over 50, you get a celebration item as well. Use this code if it's under 149. If it's over 149, you want to use your own host code because then you get celebration Stampin' Rewards. So that's why I always stop it at 149. Thank you for joining me tonight. Again, I apologize that I had to move it to Wednesday. I appreciate you guys jumping on. Throw some of these up here so you can see them. And I think that's it. Glad that we're almost done with this super cold weather. So very thankful. I'll lay that one there. Thanks for joining me tonight. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Tuesday.